Welcome to episode 4 of our market data series. Today we are going to be talking about, is this the greatest single month slowdown since the early 1970s? And what in the world is going on with inventory?
Yes, and everybody's been seeing a lot, if you've been following along, a lot of inventory starting to pop on the market, or what it feels like a lot, or homes are staying on the market a lot longer, and everybody wants to know what the heck's going on.
Yeah, and it's our job to connect you with what's going on nationally and what's going on locally here in Southwest Florida.
So if you want to know what to expect through the end of the year, go back and watch our last video because we covered that. And then we talked about foreclosures on the very first video in this series. So just go back and watch some of those videos, and we answer a lot of questions along the way.
That will help you get caught up to this point.
Yeah, exactly. So I think to start off this video, I wanted to explain a quote because it kind of sets the tone for the video.
Okay.
And this quote comes from a lady by the name of Danielle Hale, chief economist, Realtor.com. She said, "The U.S. housing market continues to move toward more evenly balanced supply and demand compared to the 2021 frenzy. Our July data shows elevated mortgage rates left many buyers tightening their budgets and sellers responding with price reductions, while home shoppers who kept searching saw more available options." Just to break it down, it kind of goes back to what we were saying. We're seeing a lot of price reductions still in the market. We were at a time when sellers would just look at what the house sold for down the street, and they would just add some number to it and get it.
Just kind of making up their own prices, right?
Yeah, that's at $50,000, and then they would get it. We're not seeing that anymore. We're seeing some change in the market, which is really, really welcomed, right?
Mm-hmm, for sure.
To start off, I want to talk about the inventory real quick, and we've covered this a couple times, but for those of you who haven't seen those previous videos, you have to know that a balanced market is considered 6 months of inventory. In other words, if no other new listings were put on the market, how long would it take to sell just the listings that are on there? Well, right now we're still like 2.3 months here in Florida. We can look at that in just a moment, actually. And in order to have a balanced market where the buyer and or the seller doesn't have an advantage, we need about 6 months, and we're sitting at two months, so we're a third of that. So there's not enough properties on the market to meet how many buyers are in the market to buy a home. Which takes me to this next slide, which is newly listed homes. It says newly listed homes declined by 2.8% compared to the same time last year. Well, we're seeing all the price reductions, but we're not seeing a lot of homes come on the market to replace those homes, or not enough. In fact, there were more homes in June than there was in July. We actually seen a small little dip in inventory between June and July this year. And a lot of that has to do with the slowing down of our market, which we didn't see last year, right?
Right. We didn't really have a season last year. It was just kind of pedal to the metal all the way through.
And just to kind of, for those of you who are new here, we are the exact opposite of the season up north, meaning our hot season is the wintertime, and in the summertime, right now, like August and September, going into the beginning of October, those are our slowest time of the year.
Yeah,
normally.
Typically.
Right. So we did expect to see somewhat of a slowdown from that anyway. So at the end of the day, there's not enough homes for sale, as this slide shows you. Nationally, we're sitting at that 3 months of inventory point, right? And I know some people watching us that may be knowledgeable on real estate might say, well, I think 4 months is a balanced market, and that could be. Every market's a little bit different. Typically for us here in Florida, we're right around that 4 to 6 months of inventory is a balanced market for us, and we just say 6 months because we like to have lots of homes to choose from for the buyers. So I err around 6 months, and most economists agree with that as well.
I would agree with that.
So right now we're sitting at that 3 months, but you can kind of see what's been happening since these last few years. We were sitting at 3.9 months in 2019 and 4 months in 18. So ever since that 2007, 2008 period, we've been decreasing ever since, slowly. So at the end of the day, like this quote says, less frenzy means more options for those still looking to buy a home. Nationally, the inventory of homes actively for sale on a typical day in July increased by 30.7% over the past year. And here's the crazy part. That's the largest increase in inventory in the data history and higher than last month's growth rate of 18.7%, which was itself a record-breaking number. This amounted to 176,000 more homes actively for sale on a typical day in July compared to the previous year, and more choices for buyers who are still looking for a new home. I mean, if you just read that on the surface and you said a 30.7% over the past year increase and read the largest increase in inventory in data history, you'd probably be like, holy crap, the market's falling out. What? Falling out, but in reality, it's still not in comparison to 2019. We need to come up majorly to get to that level where we're more of a balanced market.
Yeah, so that leads us to the next slide, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at the housing inventory, both the good and the bad. So that is up by 30.7%, active listings in July. That's up over July of last year.
Yeah. So that, if you look at that headline, 30% record-breaking number, but if you compare that to July of 2019, which means we're still 44.7% less than what we need to be to have that balanced market.
Than what we had in July of 19.
Exactly.
So.
And I'll show you what it is exactly here, just to give you an idea.
Yeah, let's take a look at that for
now read
Southwest
this.
Florida.
Now everybody's reading the national headlines, right? That's what we get whenever we look online or we watch TV. We get the national headlines, and look at this quote. Annual home price growth dropped by nearly 2 percentage points, the greatest single-month slowdown on record since at least the early 1970s.
But here's the second part of that quote
Right.
that the media's not showing you.
Yeah, while that slowdown was record-breaking, home price growth would need to decelerate at this pace for 6 more months to drive annual appreciation back to 5%, a rate more in line with long-run averages.
5%, guys.
Right, 5% price increases. If your home went up 5% every year, that's what a normal market is. In order to get to a normal market, what this quote is, the second half of this quote is saying, we have to have this type of deceleration in the market just to get normal home price growth.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, like prior to the pandemic, I'd say a good national average was around 3%. So 6 months going in the same direction to drop down to 5%, which is still 2% higher than a normal healthy market.
Exactly. And this slide will show you basically the year-over-year price increases since 2022, month over month. So you can see that appreciation has been pretty much the same every month. In June, it was 18.3%. And I'll show you what it was here in Southwest Florida. Let's bounce over to our stats from our local MLS here.
Perfect.
Now, to show you the homes for sale, we had that decline, right? We had a decline from 8,558 homes on the market for the entire MLS to 7,986. Now, okay, homes are the amount of homes for sale is decreasing. Well, let me actually put that even in perspective for you. You want this number to go up, right? It didn't go up like it did nationally. It went down here, right? And to compare this to what July of 2019, in July of 2019, it was 17,313 listings.
Wow.
17,313 listings on the market for the MLS versus 7,986. That's a huge decrease. So you can tell that we're still struggling for listings here. We're still struggling for inventory, and that's what we need to get. So if you want to sell your home, now is still a great time based on these stats. Now the other thing is what's happening with sales prices here locally. Just kind of show you, it said that home prices are struggling. Well, look, here's what happened. We had a price decrease from the median sales price decrease from $456,000 last month in June to $422,000 this month, or as of July. But if I compare that to July of 2019, the average or the median price in July 2019 was $255,000 compared to $422,000. Now, if you're a buyer, which month would you rather buy in, right?
I think a lot of people are kicking themselves right now.
No, God, please, no! No! No!
No kidding. And the thing is that home prices are still supposed to increase on average by 10%. If you go back and watch our last video, the top economists predict that home prices are going to go up nationally 10%, when the average nationally is around 5%. Okay, so if you look in here locally, we like to see that 10%. A normal market, we like to see that 10% appreciation point. We were at that 30%. Now we're moving down a little bit, but I don't think we're going to see even 10% numbers for a little while.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that 10% is a normal, healthy market for us, and they're saying 10% nationally for this year. So we'll see where the cards fall on that one.
Yep. So if you want to know what your home is worth, there's going to be a link below in the comments section. Click on that link, put in some basic information about your house, and the report will come out, and you're going to find out that it's very comprehensive, and it'll give you an idea what your home is worth. It'll show you what homes around you have sold. But the most accurate way to do that is just have us come in. It's free. We come in, take a look at your home, and we can give you an idea what it's worth. If you want to find out what homes are on the market, our website updates with the listings every 5 minutes, so that you can beat out other buyers, which is important, especially when there's multiple offer situation. You want to be the fastest person there and be able to make decisions quick if it's the right fit for you. So click on that link and search those homes. And if you're interested in getting a buyer or seller report, I'll also put those links down there. They'll help you make your decisions and tell you what you need to do to get ready for those scenarios. I'm Doug Lugers.
I'm Lona Lugers.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next week.